Now, what does climate tech need? Of course, it needs specialized support. So the critical bit is that we need investors who understand the differences that climate tech represents, right? We need newer funding structures as well. So in addition to VC, which can only support a certain type of business model, we need blended finance, we need revenue-based financing, we need essentially more patient capital, right? In terms of what government can do, of course, there's many things, but I believe what government can do is be an enabler, right? Government should set up more centers of excellence, right? We know that the principal scientific advisor to the government of India is doing this in conjunction with the corporates. It's finding capital from the private sector and setting up centers of excellence. It can do this more, right? What it can do also is enable and strengthen the industry academia interface. We see that in Europe and USA and the US, sorry, where this is quite strong, and this leads to a lot of other spillover effects, right? I also feel that states can do more, right? Not just central government. The states can step up to try and attract investment directly, both domestic and international. Some states are doing that, and they can do much more. Indian states are massive entities, and they have a lot of resources at their disposal, right? Other thing, as an enabler, government can do perhaps is to set out stretch goals. Like stretch goals are essentially perhaps 5 to 10 year goals, but with a large ambition. So city electrification or port electrification, right? And all it needs to do then is set up an enabling policy and regulatory environment with long-term certainty, right? And a favorable tax policy where possible, right? Doesn't need to have capital outlays by the government, just be an enabler again. If at all government wants to play a role in direct funding, um, perhaps a credit enhancement mechanism is something that they could support in very well. I don't think government needs to be, and I don't think it intends to be in the business of selecting startup winners. So that's already good. The other key thing it can do is greater investment in fundamental and applied R&D.